Morning, this is Brian. Today is Wednesday, July 10th, 2024, and I'm back at Mission Trails Regional Park on Father Junípero Serra. Just a short hike for today. So we are in the grips of some pretty warm weather, but luckily we do have a marine layer overcast this morning, so that might temper things a little bit. So I'm going to do another walk along this, probably to the visitor center, and I'm hoping to find some spotlight opportunities along the way, as I am really far behind on my spotlights this year. Very far behind. So I guess today I'll combine a hike along this, a short hike along this, and hopefully along the way I'll pick up a spotlight opportunity and do it. A lot of Audubon's cottontails this morning. Ooh, some white flowered currant. Rhabes indicorum starting to show signs of shedding its leaves for summer. Pretty cool. Gonna enjoy a short hike, maybe get a couple miles in today. Nothing huge, and like I said, hopefully I can pick up on a spotlight opportunity along the way to or back. Hopefully would be nice today. Like I said, I've not been doing a lot of spotlight videos this year. Nice handsome blue elder with an acorn woodpecker hanging from a branch. What this guy's doing? There's an acorn woodpecker right there, just dangling. Interesting. Not sure what he or she is doing, but it's very interesting. Just want to look at this big spiny redberry right here. Here's a nice handsome one right here. Right here on the side of the road here. Alright. And we've got a good view of Mission Gorge. And this is the South Fortuna, the slope of South Fortuna right here. Alright, so let's see if I can find some spotlight opportunities today. And while I'm doing that, also a nice little short hiking video. So at least I can get out here and botanize a little bit. There we go. This spiny redberry's got fruit all over it. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This one's draped in it. I saw a couple over down by the start of the Oak Canyon Trail where they were just completely covered in these red fruit. Absolutely beautiful. These are some cool specimens here. All right. We're coming up on some laurel sumac in bloom right now too. So I was hoping to maybe see if I could find some chalk dudleyas to spotlight today. We'll see if that works out in my favor. I was thinking about, there was another Dudleya edulis, ladyfinger Dudleya, that I missed the bloom on that one. So yeah, I'm kind of past that one, I guess. Not past laurel sumac in bloom, obviously. Well, this one's actually kind of fading out already. Alright. Just if on this side you gotta watch out for cars. This side's supposed to be open for vehicle traffic. So I'll just have to keep my eyes out. This side over here is pedestrian only, pedestrian and bicycle. But yeah, the rock walls here, especially on this more of a slightly more northerly aspect, could be a potential Dudleya. Should be a good Dudleya mecca. I'm already starting to see some Chuck Dudleya popping up already, so maybe I can get a spotlight video on that today, hopefully. As I hike down this beautiful road again. Alright, well, I'll keep you posted on everything while I work my way down. Alright, well I see some Chuck Dudley over here. These things, a little arm-like protrusion sticking out. Those are some Dudley or Lindas. Let's see if I can find some that are closer so I can get a spotlight video on them today. I'm kind of hoping today's the day. Maybe. I think that's a, not that there, but I think that's a hybrid white and black sage, I think that's a hybrid, Might be a hybrid white and black sage. We got some California bricklebush right here. There's actually a fair amount of that along here on the side of Father Junípero Serra Trail or road, whatever you want to call it. And we're getting some Dudleys that are getting closer to the road. And it looks like they still have a few blossoms on them left, so they're past their peak. But I think I might be lucky today. Try to see if there's anything closer to the roads. I'm not scrambling up these slopes. So we'll see. No matter what happens, this is a very, very charming walk here. Oh, and yeah, I always remember this little ash tree. This is the only ash I've ever seen here at Mission Trails. Might be more of these here somewhere, but this is always noticed and appreciated this beautiful velvet or Arizona ash. This is Fraxinus velutina. And this one's apparently a female. It's got all these little seed keys called samaras. So far, this is the only ash tree I've ever seen here at Mission Trails. And I know there have been records on Cal Flora. There might be, I think there are multiple records on Cal Flora, I think, if I remember correctly, but this is the only one I've seen so far. Beautiful. Fraxinus velutina. Of course, on this side, we got these beautiful scrub oaks over here. Oh, and they're developing acorns. Alright, they're already noticeable. That's so cool. Love scrub oaks. Scrub oaks are amazing. I'm thinking this is either a Cutidens or Berbertifolia. I think a Cutidens would be more likely in San Diego County. But I think Berbertifolia is also a factor here. So these could be either Cutidens or Berbertifolia. This scrub oak up here has much larger leaves. But definitely, this could be one of those where it's Berbertifolia or a Cutidens. And I don't really have the magnifying equipment to check the trichomes underneath the trichomes or the hairs underneath the leaves. I really have a good magnifier. Unfortunately. Yeah. Fortunately. But, yeah, well. Alright, I'm hoping the Cactus of Dudley is here. Close enough for me to get a good spotlight video going. Oh well, we'll see. Keep my eyes zoomed in on trying to find some Dudley is close, because now the rock outcropping is getting closer to the road, so that could be a possibility coming up anytime soon, actually. So we'll see. While I'm doing that, I'll just enjoy this beautiful patch of coastal sage scrub gracing us here on the side of this beautiful road cut. Alright, well, let's see what happens. There's this little grotto here. Last time I was here, during the wet season, water was trickling through here. It was all nice and lush. And here's more of that scrub oak action right here. Pretty nice. Yeah, I guess beautiful ravine. Beautiful gorge right here, cut right into the hillside coming down from Quai High. Very beautiful. Whoa. Whoa. Tarantula hawk wasp. It's kind of getting a little close for comfort. Normally tarantula hawk wasps are not really, from my experience, aggressive, but that one was a little close for comfort. But I figured I'd slowly kind of just back out of there and give it some space. Looks like it's kind of following me, actually. Huh. Let's get on this side here. Yeah, it's on the other side of the gorge right now. Wow. Looks like a Thisbe one too. I think it's a Pepsis Thisbe. I don't know if you'll be able to see it much on camera because, you know, being an insect, it's a pretty small critter. Kind of hard to see, but I don't want to agitate it. All right, that's enough yapping. Keep on working my way down this for now. It's a pretty interesting find. Haven't seen much of this here at Mission Trails. We got skunk brush or basket bush. Some people call it basket bush. Poison oaks look-alike. This is Rus ovata. I mean, Rus aromatica. Rus aromatica. Oh, we do have that here too. Might be the first time I've seen it here at Mission Trails. We do have a population of it draped over the hillside here, which is pretty cool. Ah, pretty interesting. And we got something interesting coming up ahead too. Could be a potential spotlight subject today too. Heartleaf beard tongue right here. Kekiella cordifolia. It's blooming. Right here, yes. Heartleaf beard tongue is blooming. For some reason I rarely catch this plant in bloom. This is an awesome sighting here. There's more of it up here. Pretty nice. And of course we got southern monkey flower, Diplocus australis, right here. Very sticky leaf. Okay, all right. Pretty neat. So far I haven't really seen any Dudleys or any Chuck Dudleys along the side here. So, not giving up. Not giving up. Alright. See you on the next clip. Here's one species of Dudleya, and I just missed the blooms on this one. Dudleya edulis. Just missed the boat on that one. Oh, how unfortunate. That could have been a Dudleya spotlight video too. But no, I missed that one. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's see what else I find. There we go. San Diego mountain mahogany over here too. Cercocarpus minutiflorus. Kind of draped in these spiny cucumber vines that are drying up for the summer. Oh yeah. Here's some more of that Kekiella cordifolia. I think I already have one subject for a spotlight video later on today. Probably on my return trip when I'm done scooping out for Dudleya spotlights. I might have some subject here to spotlight. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Love these. I like this road cut here with these nice rocky outcrops here. It's really cool to look at. That's why I love coming over here, and that's why I love filming here so much. I like when some of the coast live oaks kind of drape over the side here a little bit. Very satisfying. Yeah, we're a little light on the, very light on the Dudleya action today, though. Could have sworn there were more Dudleyas here, or at least that I saw the first time I was here, and the second time. Ooh, look at that raven. Wow, that was a handsome raven. I was like, I heard something sound like it was scratching on the metal. And it was a big raven. A big bird. Alright. Looks like that one was a little shyer than usual. Alright. Let's see. Still on the prowl for Dudleya of Pulverulenta. If you see a spotlight video dated from today, July 10th, then you know I was successful. If not, there won't be a video, obviously. Oh well, we'll see. Just enjoy a little bit out here and enjoying the Mission Gorge, the San Diego River. Enjoying the coolness of the marine layer before it gets hot later. This will probably temper the weather anyways a little bit. Alright, see ya on the next clip. My turnaround point will probably be the visitor center today. Oh, look at that gorge. Look at that canyon coming down from Quai Pai. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is so cool looking. Yeah, a lot of times these little side canyons are where it's really popping. Too bad there weren't trails around there. I know there's a trail that way a little bit, the Climbers Loop. Could be a potential side trip on the way back. I don't know. We'll see. All right, well, on the way along the road, still some Bahiopsis laciniata still blooming. Yep. Okay, and now we're getting into some chamise. Some Adenostoma fasciculatum variety what? Variety fasciculatum, the typical variant. Or like I think we're a little far inland for the coastal variant, the obtusifolium one. So we got the regular, typical chamise variant growing along here, along with some Mission Manzanita and a bunch of Laurel sumac in the back. All right, see you next clip. Yeah, right before the North Trailhead, I did find some Dudleyias that are close enough for me to get video today. So, yeah, I think it's gonna happen today. I might have a couple spotlight videos coming out around this time. So yeah, on my way back, spotlight time. Yep, right before the northern trailhead for the Climbers Loop. There's a gang of chalk Dudleya. So, yep. Looks like it's gonna happen today. Yeah. All right. Looks like today's gonna be a big W once again, despite the fact that I'm not doing a big mountain climb. I am definitely feeling W vibes. I'm seeing more chalk Dudleya over on this side too, so should be able to get some good footage of the plant. Even maybe back at the very start of the North Trailhead, I believe there were a few fat rosettes too, so I can actually get some of that in as well. So, yep, looks like there's going to be some spotlight video action today. And I'm finally going to get my chalk Dudleya spotlight in. And still get a nice little hiking video in too. And the Climbers Loop is just up there. It's another real steep rocky gorge. Hey buddy, look at that. Yeah, I love those little steep little ravines that come down from Kwai Pai. Yeah, a lot of the white sage is still blooming too. Still some blooming action on the white sages, so that's just another thing I'm appreciating about today. Of course, the buckwheats are in full throttle right now. There's beautiful Mission Gorge, San Diego River down there. Pretty close to the visitor center already. Alright, so it looks like there's going to be some spotlight video action today. I can dig it. Totally dig it. Oh yeah, some big chamise over here too. Here's some huge chamise. This chamise is huge. Oh, this is an OG right here. Look at that. This thing's this is a big one. This is a pretty big chamise right here. Wow, what a beauty. Yeah, this is a gorgeous specimen of common chamise right here. Still has some flowers on it left. What an absolute beautiful chamise. All right. There's a beauty. Yeah. As common as they are as beautiful as they are common. They're really beautiful when they're blooming too, I'll tell you that. Very beautiful when they're blooming. Alright. There's a south trailhead for the rock climbers loop. Tempted to take that on the way back. I did that once last 2023. I'd be tempted to take it again. It won't be as wet like it was last time. So I got poured on a couple times and drizzled on a lot on that one. Oh yeah, Coast Live Oak action right here. All right, see you on the next clip. Yeah, we're getting close to the visitor center. And some more Dudley action too. Yep. There's a chalk Dudley right in there, right in the middle there. Still blooming, so yep. Today is gonna be the day. Yep. We'll be doing some Dudley spotlights. Or a Dudley spotlight today. Loop trail right there. There's a visitor center loop. Alright. Be over at the visitor center pretty soon. Alright. See you down the way. Alright, well, just about at the visitor center. Yep, good old Mission Trails. Place that never gets old. Yep. Good old Mission Trails, folks. Yep. Alright. Don't climb on rocks. Here we are again. Oh yeah. Ooh. That was an interesting looking lizard. Western fence lizard, I believe. But what I meant to point out was a San Diego marsh elder. Grows rampant around here. Eva haziana. There's a lot of San Diego marsh elder around here. Looks like they keep this area watered. Yep, and I remember the old black cottonwoods that are over here. Populus trichocarpa. Yep. And I got a lot of black cottonwood growing here. Lis Bell's Vireo. We're supposed to walk past them. They're supposed to make a sound. Yeah, I always love these black cottonwoods here. Populus trichocarpa. This is the only place in San Diego County I've seen them growing wild. Yep. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, always admire these black cottonwoods. I bet you this is all probably, most of this might be one or just a few plants. These things can be very colony forming. Poplar trees, and a cottonwood or an aspen. It's also a poplar. It's a type of poplar tree. Pretty cool. So what do we got growing around here? Got some Cleveland sage right here. Salvia clevelandi. That's sweet pungence. Yeah, we got Cleveland sage over here. Ooh, marsh evening primrose again. California scrub jay calling in the background. Yeah. Oenothera elata hirsutissima. So where is that scrub jay calling from? Probably from that lemonade berry over there. I can hear it's pretty close. The bird's pretty close. Laurel sumac. Of course. Yeah. Very handsome marsh evening primrose. Very handsome. These things get tall. Very tall. These things can get huge sometimes. Love when these things get really tall. This thing's got to be about 10 feet tall. It's more of that Cleveland sage again. And they have one, I think they have one pretty rare local endemic species planted here that I've never seen in the wild. It's a species of ambrosia. Ambrosia pumila, I believe. Let's see if I can find it. Never seen it in the wild, but I've seen it planted here. It's around here somewhere, I believe. Yeah, here it is. Yes, this plant here. Never seen this in the wild. I've only seen it here. Unfortunately, I've only seen it here. But yeah, this is Ambrosia pumila. Would love to absolutely see that plant in the wild, but I have yet to see it. Oh yeah. Here's our laurel sumac buddy. This massive laurel sumac right here. This thing is, I just love this one. This is like a tree. This is a big laurel sumac. Love this guy. Yeah, would love to absolutely see that plant in the wild. Ambrosia pumila. There's an interesting looking sage right down here. This one down here, there's something very interesting about that sage. It's got very purple, decent sized flowers. It kind of looks intermediate between Cleveland sage and white sage. That could possibly, right there, potentially be a hybrid between white sage and Cleveland sage. I don't know if they were super compatible, but being that they're both salvia species. It's got the flowers of a Cleveland sage, the stage flower heads of a Cleveland sage. The leaves are intermediate between Cleveland sage and white sage. So I'm guessing that's an actual hybrid between white sage and Cleveland sage. Of course, being here, I can't really get a super close look at it, but definitely appears to be a hybrid between Cleveland and white sage. I'm almost willing to bet money on that. That's a pretty cool find. I have seen usual hybrid sages I come across are usually hybrids between white sage and black sage, but there was another sage over by the staging area on Claremont Mesa Boulevard that was a pretty interesting one. Was it there? I don't know. I don't remember where it was I saw. There were. Oh, I think there was also one near between the campground and the parking area by the Mission Dam trailhead. There was a very interesting intermediate looking sage that might have Cleveland sage and black sage in it as well. So, yeah, definitely some interesting stuff. Interesting things go on here in the world of closely related plants. Like here, this is straight up. This is black sage right here, Salvia mellifera. But I think I've seen a hybrid between Cleveland and black sage or purple sage near, like I said, between Kumeyaay Campground and the Mission Dam trailhead. And then actually, I actually saw an actual purple sage over at the Claremont Mesa staging area, the West Fortuna staging area, the end of Claremont Mesa Boulevard. It looked like an actual purple sage. So that was an actual purple sage. I could tell because it looks like Cleveland sage, only it doesn't have a sweet pungence. It has a really hard kick, very strong pungence. So, yeah. It's too bad about this flannel bush right here. For Montedendron mexicanum. Would have been nice to see that alive because I'd never seen a Mexican flannel bush. Fuchsia flower gooseberry. Oh yeah, cool. It looks like this Mojave yucca flowered this year but didn't get pollinated. Oh, that's a shame. Mojave yucca here. It flowered this year, but it didn't get pollinated, so maybe it didn't have its tegeticula moth to pollinate it, unfortunately. That's a shame. And some baby hollyleaf cherries. Prunus ilicifolia, subspecies ilicifolia. Of course. Sometimes come across these here at Mission Trails. Near Kumeyaay Lake campground area. And along Father Junípero Serra on that side. There's actually quite a few of those. Alright. Time to move on and start heading my way back. Ooh, can we admire this decent sized laurel sumac first? Right by the little kiosk here. Oh yeah, we're getting fruit. Yeah, the fruit's starting to develop here on our Melasma laurina. Oh yeah, ready. Gosh, I love these plants. I love laurel sumac. It's a pretty decent sized one, actually. It's a pretty tall one. An absolute magnificent specimen here. Gosh, I never get enough of these laurel sumacs. And of course, it's one of its close relatives, Rus integrifolia, lemonade berry, lemonade sumac. That's another name for it. And it's already well into its fruiting period. And of course, look who's starting to bloom right now. Toyon. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Start moving our way down and start getting ready for my spotlight videos too. Bush pit birds. Look at those little buddies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love how they just gang. You just see, you come up across a little group of them, and it seems to be a gang of them. Look at that. That is so cool. Just a whole bunch of little cheep cheeps. Love it. Look at that. Look how tiny these birds are, too. Saltroparus minimus. Minimus because they're so tiny. It's a Latin absolute. It's a Latin. Minimus is the Latin absolute superlative for tiniest or smallest. Minimus, where our word minimal comes from. Just it's Latin for smallest, tiniest. All right, pretty cool. I love seeing those birds. They're just so cheerful to look at. All right, so I'm working on my return route. Finally got my Dudley Spotlight video filmed. In the middle of me doing that, I came across a really cool guy named David who hikes this area regularly. Is also a native plant and native wildlife enthusiast. So nice to meet you, David. Nice to meet you here on the awesome Father Junípero Serra Trail. Definitely cool meeting somebody who has a pretty big knowledge of plants and wildlife and just good old-fashioned nature-loving people. Just yeah, look at that. Look at gorgeous Quai Pai Peak right here. I really honestly wish it were climbable or legally climbable from the rock climbers loop. I think back in the day you might have been able to do it. I think people still do it. Technically it's not legal to do that, but that would make for an excellent hiking adventure to hike up Quai Pai Peak from the trail, from this trail. Well, it's a little further that way, but the rock climbers loop, that would make an excellent adventure to get up there. Probably some interesting rock scrambling and probably some steep trail conditions, good workout, probably basically an unbeatable scene as you're hiking up to Quai Pai. But yeah, here we are, the river, San Diego River. Hear water down there, nice and healthy, flowing. Just got a lot of bahiopsis still blooming over here. Ooh, we got the seeds on Clematis passiflora. Southern California Virgins Bower's plant, also called Southern California pipestem. You can also see its leaves are going deciduous for summer dry season. It's pretty typical. This plant will shed its leaves during the middle of summer. But yeah, those are the seeds of Clematis passiflora. Pretty neat. Also try to be careful on this side because it is vehicle traffic. So I'm trying to be careful. But thinking about hopefully getting into another spotlight video before I make it back. Ah, so nice here. Alright. I'm just taking my sweet time, working my way back. Just enjoying this. Marine life starting to lift. Be burning off pretty soon. That's so beautiful here. Look at this. Love this side here especially this real steep slope here. Yep. Good old South Fortuna right up there. Beautiful Fremont cottonwoods here too. It's more of that white sage. The air has a nice fragrance to it. Mostly due to our good buddy here. Of course, I point this plant out all the time. Artemisia californica. Just very gently stroke the foliage and just enjoy the spicy, sweet awesomeness of that plant. So yet another just piece of the awesome puzzle that is here in Southern California. Beautiful scenery. This is the first time I've walked this in the dry season. Usually I'm here during the last couple times I did the videos here was during a really insanely wet season. And it was just verdant beyond possible verbal description. But now we're going to look at the riparian side here. You can just hear the river churning underneath us. Just the verdance, the green. Green is such a great word. It's the color of plants, of course. The color of plants, or the majority of plants. And just look at that. Coastal sage scrub growing on these granite walls. It's basically a road cut constructed to build this, of course. Father Junípero Serra Road. Yeah. See, this time of year you get to enjoy all the white pom-poms of the California buckwheat growing along this. Of course, pockmarked here and there. We've got developing seed capsules on the chaparral yucca. Look at that. Oh, look at that resin. There's a glob of resin coming out of this seed capsule right here. Wow. That's so cool. That is so cool. Here's a larger specimen here. There's a decent sized one here. See, this is the typical form of Hesperia yucca whippley, which is Forma whippley. The typical form is a solitary rosette. After the seed capsules develop, the rosette's going to die because the apical meristem spends years in growing, sending out leaves and leaves and leaves, and then eventually puts all of this hardcore energy after years and years of sending up a massive inflorescence or a flower structure, which is this. Sometimes getting at least twice as tall as this. And then all these white flowers, and then you have the tegeticula moths. The chaparral yucca has its own particular pollinator moth, without which this plant can't reproduce. And then after the seed capsules start ripening, you see the rosette starts yellowing off and drying and dying. I'm trying to figure out what's making that screeching noise. What kind of bird is that? Can't get a visual on it. Very interesting. But yeah, the chaparral yucca. This is, again, Hesperos yucca whippley, and this is the typical single rosette form. Its apical meristem eventually stores up enough energy to send up this big flower stalk, and then after that, after the flowers and the fruit start setting, it dies off, unfortunately. So the plant is what we call when a plant can only fruit once and then dies, or parts of a plant that fruit once and die. It's called monocarpic. Mono from one in Greek, and carpic dealing with the aspect of fruiting in Greek as well. So chaparral yucca, each rosette is monocarpic. Each rosette, which is the basal set of leaves here, sets seed once and dies. So yes, that's the typical whippley form of Hesperos yucca whippley. Now, there's also a cespitose form. See here, it's a single rosette, typical for Hesperos yucca whippley. As that picture attests, that's a single rosette. Now, that's the typical form found here in San Diego County, and I believe Orange County here in Southern California. Single rosette form. However, if you move further north here in Southern California, especially Los Angeles, San Bernardino counties, you'll start noticing that there are chaparral yuccas that form clumps of rosettes, multiple rosettes. And that one's typically considered Forma caespitosa, the cespitose form, in San Gabriel Mountains, San Bernardino Mountains. If you refer to my spotlight on chaparral yucca from 2021, I do explain the difference in the forms, a couple of these forms of chaparral yuccas. Now, these chaparral yuccas here are all typical Forma whippley. Single rosette. That one rosette sends up flowers, flower stalk, seeds, and dies. Now, on the multiple rosette forms, the plant itself can be a much longer lived plant. Since it has multiple rosettes, only the rosettes that send up flowers and seeds will die, whereas the root system will remain intact, and the rosettes that haven't flowered will continue to grow and store energy, and eventually they will send up flower stalks and seeds, and those rosettes will die. And then a lot of times there'll be more. So they do this thing called pupping. They pup at the base, little pups, little tiny baby rosettes that come up from the roots of the plant. So in the cespitose form, that plant can live much longer as a set of multiple rosettes that will take turns flowering during the course of the entire plant system's life. So, chaparral yucca can be very polymorphous. Like I said, each region basically has its own form. I've never seen a cespitose form here in San Diego County. Not sure though if I've seen the regular whipple-leaf form. The regular whipple-leaf form might that might be found further north. But a lot of times I just assume it's a younger cespitose form that hasn't pupped at the base yet. So when plants pup, they send out little rosette shoots. Here we are, Mission Gorge. It's over towards Oak Canyon over there. So yeah, it's a little ecology of the chaparral yucca. Very common plant parts of mission trails. Typically much more common further inland in the foothills, but can be pretty common here as well. I typically see it a lot more in the inland foothills and mountains. So yeah, if you go to, like I said, you go to the San Gabriel Mountains or San Bernardino Mountains, you're going to see multiple rosettes. You can usually tell. Sometimes it looks like one big old clump because they're all close together, but sometimes you can kind of tell. Sometimes you'll see old flower stalks and dead rosettes amongst living rosettes all coming from the same root, and that's your cespitose form. So yeah, we're getting closer to winding this up. Beautiful Fortuna ridge lines up here. Of course, going that way is Oak Canyon. And this is, of course, Mission Gorge here. Yeah, here's a beautiful South Fortuna, and that's looking up towards the North Fortuna area. Boy, it's a little further up that way. It's like a little peak area. Yeah, very nice. Good to get out here and get at least some small hike in before the heat kicks in. This will probably be my last hoorah of the day. Let's see. I'll see you for a couple of last updates. Look at these stately coast live oaks right here. Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia. Two beautiful specimens right here. They're so satisfying. This one used to be much larger than the branch broke off. But yeah, these are the foothills of Quaipai Peak right here. At Quaipai. Yeah, walking down further along Mission Gorge, around the Mission Gorge area, you'll see all the big rocky outcrops. Which is really cool. Really cool to see. Just so neat to see, yeah. Foothills of Quaipai Peak right here. Now it's just over here. Just under 3 months ago, I did Quaipai. Try to at least get up there once a year. Just wipe my camera off a little bit. Rented! Kamaya fasciata. Right there, that's a rentit. Kamaya fasciata. You hear these birds a lot more than you ever see them, but that is a rentit right there. Kamaya fasciata. Rarely ever see them. You hear them all the time with the ping pong chirp-like call. You rarely get to see these birds. That is so cool. Rarely ever get to see these. You hear them all the time, but seeing them is a whole different story. That is lit. Kamaya fasciata. Commonly seen and commonly heard, not super often seen. That is the voice of the chaparral. I just startled the western fence lizard. Yeah, I rarely get to see those. I hear them all the time and I point them out all the time, but seeing them is 100 times even more satisfying. boy. I'm gonna go down by Mission Dam real quickly to start the wrap up of this video. We got a nice sized healthy western fence lizard over here too on the rock. That's a handsome guy. Look at that handsome buddy. Look at little buddy. I love it. That's a handsome one too. That is a handsome lizard. But yeah. Boy, seeing that rented bird. Really. I mean, I hear them all the time. It's birds you probably hear mostly you hear it a lot in the background of my videos probably. One that goes. If you hear that, that's of course me emulating it. But that's the sound that wren tits make. That's a bird you probably hear in my videos all the time. But they're not super often seen, so you get to see them. I think it's pretty cool because they're usually pretty well absconded in the brush. Alright, so I'm going over here by the Mission Dam. Let's see what's popping off over here. See if anything interesting is lurking around here. Oh, I think I see rainbow trout in there somewhere. I thought I saw a small fish swimming off. That fish was maybe about 4 inches long. Like a young fish or something. Yeah. See lots of young fish over here too. Mostly mosquito fish. You can probably see them. Might be able to see them squiggling around. I saw some larger fish swimming around here too. Yeah, awesome. This is ending up to be a really, really sick, awesome day. Really enjoying this. I'll be back before the sun starts really heating things up. That is so cool. I wonder if those are the larger ones I saw, which are still small. They're young. Yeah. I do see some larger fish swimming around. You ain't going to see it on camera because the water's kind of dark. But I do see some larger fish swimming around. Still relatively small in size, but much larger than mosquito fish, which are really small. Yep, this is the good old Mission Dam. Yeah. Yeah, San Diego River's pretty cool. Pretty cool spot. And I think these plants here are Ludwigias. I'm not sure what species it is. It's not blooming. So I'm assuming this is probably Ludwigia hexapetala. I'm not sure it's even a native or a non-native. I think hexapetala is not native. But I think we do have native species of Ludwigia. But again, it's not blooming, so I really can't tell you what species this is. But I'm pretty sure it's in the genus Ludwigia. Maybe Cowflora will be able to shed some light on what species we have. But it's this very verdant plant that's growing out of the water. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah. It's a great morning to be out here. Looks like the animals are getting their action in before they gotta go cool off somewhere later on too. Alright. I think I'll go just poke around just for a little short time before I start getting ready to head off. Marine there is pretty much busted through now. Yeah. Before I started filming, I did walk over this way to look for a couple spotlight possibilities, which didn't really work out too well. Yeah, these spiny red berries over here on the side are just completely loaded with those little red berry-like fruits. There's a lot of spiny red berry around here. There we go. Love white. I love when white sage is in bloom. It's such a cool looking plant. It's already way past its peak. They're going to start setting seed. Well, they're starting to set seed now. Oh, these are house finches, I believe. I think that's what these are. They look like Hamarus mexicanus. I believe those are house finches. Yeah, pretty good place to bird too, for birding activities. Oh yeah, here's our San Diego mountain mahogany section here. And bush tits again. I know, I guess I got overly excited. Just startled them. Sorry, birds. I just get excited. Sometimes I'm a little bit louder than I really mean to be. Yep, Populus fremontii, subspecies fremontii. So you saw the video from earlier, the clip from earlier, when I was looking at a bunch of bush tits over near the visitor center, all flitting about in the shrubbery. And then you saw the wren tit bird, thinking, huh, the name tit, oh, they must be related. They're not. They're not. Wren tits are not closely related to any other species of bird out here. Definitely not closely related to bush tits at all. It's just a lot of small birds like that just happen to be called something tits. Wren tit, bush tits. They're not closely related. I don't think wren tit has any close relatives, other close relatives here in North America. So, pretty cool though. I wonder how far I can go on this. I know there's a small lookout. I think it's up there actually. Yeah, beautiful cottonwoods. Such awesome trees. Ah, I can smell the woodsy, soft woodsy aroma of the California sycamore. That's another plant that gives off a woodsy aroma. It's a very soft, very noticeable, but not overpowering either. It has a very soft, pleasant, sweetly woodsy aroma given off by these fuzzy leaves. So this is Platanus racemosa, California sycamore. Ooh, a granite spiny. Ooh, there's a granite spiny lizard. Oh, snap. Probably didn't get it on camera. Yeah, right through the bushes there. Yeah, there's a granite spiny lizard. Scaloporus orcutii. Right there, checking me out. I can move these branches a little bit. Maybe I can get a better view of the lizard. Right there, right in the center of the frame. Ooh, yeah. Looks like we're having some good herp action today. Scaloporus orcutii, the granite spiny lizard. Closely related to the lizard I showed in one of the previous clips, the western fence lizard. But that's a granite spiny right there. That's a male too. That is a handsome male. What a beautiful lizard. I love seeing granite spinies. I love seeing those. Keeps checking me out. I love herp. I love the herp life. Oh, here's another lizard right here. I'm not sure what this one is yet. Oh, it's another granite spiny. Oh, baby. Right on top of this rock. Oh, this one's really colorful and ornate. Oh, baby, look at that. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I found a granite spiny lizard kick-it spot. I didn't think I'd see granite spinies over here where these rocks are so small. Normally I'd be looking for more on those larger boulders, usually where I see the granite spinies, but that is insane. I love it. Yeah, your boy's bugging right now. I love herps, reptiles and amphibians. Ah, granite spiny lizard, kick it spot over here. Okay, well, I was too busy yapping about that, and to mention the fuzzy leaves of these California sycamores. See, it's easy for me to get distracted because there's so much around. There's so much around to enjoy. But yeah, and the fuzzy leaves of these California sycamores have such a nice, soft, woodsy aroma that is just so pleasant. Oh, cool. Yeah, granite spiny lizards. I know, I've heard of them. I've seen records of them on iNaturalist. This is the first time I've seen them in Mission Trails. But I figured you'd probably see them more towards North Fortuna Mountain or Kauai Pai, where it's rocky, especially on the rocky side of Kauai Pai Peak, is where I would expect to see them more than over here. But I guess these rocks are big enough for these granite spiny lizards. There he is, right there. Buddy! What a handsome lizard. Okay. Well, my day just got even better. Okay. Let me move on, and I think we're gonna go up to a little lookout. I think it's up on this little ridge right here. Let me go see if I can find that lookout real quickly. Supposed to be some good views up there. So I'll see you around the corner. See, this is what I was talking about, where I think I'd be more likely to see granite spiny lizards on larger rock settings like this. So there are places here, Mission Trails, they have these large rocky outcrops that are just so neat. I want to try to see if I can find that lookout. So I'm on the Oak Canyon Trail right now as we're speaking, or as I'm speaking. And we got two related plants here. Douglas mugwort, Artemisia douglasiana, growing right across the trail from this huge patch of Ambrosia silostachya. This is western ragweed. Artemisias and ambrosias are related species in the sunflower family. This is a nice tall patch of western ragweed right here. Yes, me being a plant enthusiast, I get excited over that too. I get excited over, especially pretty much any native species. I'm gonna get excited over it. It's just naturally how I roll. California Croton californicus, right here on the side of the trail. It's a female. These are dioecious, male and female flowers on separate plants. I think the lookout's up here, if I remember correctly. Let's see if there's a way to get up there. I know there's a spot where you can overlook this riparian area. Ooh, I think this is Berlandier's goosefoot, I believe. This looks like, I think it's Canopodium Berlandieri variety sinuatum, I believe is this one here. I believe that's what this one is here. It's an annual herbaceous plant. I think that's what that is. It has the little lobes on it, the little lobes on the sides of the leaves, so I'm assuming that's what that one is. There's a little trail down there too. I think this is the one that goes up to the lookout. Orange-throated whiptail! Orange-throated whiptail! It's looking for bugs right now. Okay, my level has just gone up another notch. Too busy looking for something to eat. That's an orange-throated whiptail right there, folks. Look at that. That is sick. This is the longest I've ever been able to get one of these on film. Little stripes on it. What a beautiful lizard. This is the closest I've ever gotten to an orange-throated whiptail. These things are usually ghost really quickly. Look at that. Probably too busy looking for food. Look at that. That is sick. Yeah, buddy. Look at that. That is crazy. I've never even gotten a tenth this close to an orange-throated whiptail before. This is nuts. Look at this. Look at that. Look at little buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, yes. Like I said before, the herping is good today. It's been good to me, I'll tell you that right now. Actually, overlooks over there. Never gotten even a tenth as close to an orange-throated whiptail in my entire life than I just did right now. That was the most photogenic whiptail ever in my life, in my 42 years of living. And I've seen those when I was a kid too. So I definitely made sure I had to savor that moment for a while. Definitely had to savor that. Now, an orange-throated whiptail. Aspidoscelis hyperithra beldingi. Beldingi is the subspecies we have here in further southern California. That was a friendly. When there's a baby western fence lizard right here, a little guy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look how close I can get to this one too. Boy, they're a little more photogenic today. Isn't nature awesome? Yes, it is. Okay, I think, yeah, there's an overlook with a bench over there. Boy. The herp scene's pretty good today. I think the lizards are in good moods today. They're in good moods and they're showing off. You most certainly know that I'm in a really good mood too. Okay, I think I gotta go this way, I think, to get to the other side. This is the Oak Canyon Trail. This one crosses. This is where I kind of want to go. See if I can get across and get up to the lookout up there. Should be a trail to get up there. I'm going to try to see if I can find it. That's definitely a great morning out here in Mission Trails, I'll tell you that right now. Here's this old coast live oak. I remember this guy. This old Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia. Been through this area a couple times. Look at this noble, old, juicy specimen right here. A handsome old oak. Old ragged trunk. Still got some life in it. Very happy to see that. A lot of these old ones are dying off, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a nice old Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia. What a handsome old oak. Yeah, this thing's been through a long time here. Oak Canyon. Well, ooh, a beehive. Looks like Apis mellifera, honeybee hive. I'm not going to get too close because if it has any Apis mellifera scutellata in it, those can be very aggressive. And what do we have here? A western whiptail. Are you serious? So that's 2 species of whiptail within the span of 10 minutes. You gotta be kidding me. Oh man, that is insane. Oh, the lizard scene is really, really awesome today. I'm just wondering what I'm gonna see next. Now that I mention it, I probably won't see anything else. So, and that's Aspidoscelis tigris stationageri. It's our subspecies of western whiptail. Gosh, man. That's just crazy. Pretty soon. So now I'm merging onto the grassland loop trail. Not gonna be doing that much more hiking today. Looking up towards South Fortuna area up there. North Fortuna is hidden. I thought there was a fence. I thought there was a lookout or something. Like a little lookout bench or something up here, I thought. There's quite pie up there. Oh yeah, here it is. Old Mission Dam overlook. I'm gonna be heading towards that right now, actually. Probably get some good views up here. There's a bench or something to sit on. Ooh, the cicadas are really kicking in. Oh yeah, here's a bench right here. Oh, a benchmark. City Energy or something. City Engineer. Is that a cicada? That should have been a cicada. That one was almost convincingly like a rattlesnake sound. That was almost convincingly a rattlesnake sound. Alright, so here's our little overlook. Mission Dam. There's Father Junípero Serra Road. And I'm parked down in the lot. So I was here pretty early. I was here before 6:30 in the morning. There's beautiful Quaipai Peak, just up there, just under 3 months ago. Definitely not going up there today. No peak bagging today, folks. No peak climbing, nothing. I don't know, I don't really like the word peak bagging. To me, it kind of cheapens the term. It kind of cheapens the peak itself. I think it's more, I like to call it peak climbing or peak hiking. Yep. And there's Mission Gorge over there. That's where I hiked along earlier. This has been an amazing morning out here. Really glad I came out. I was almost just gonna not come out today, but had to. Oh, here's a tarantula hawk wasp. Yeah, usually during the summertime you start seeing a lot more than July and August. Yeah. So beautiful out here. So I clocked in a little bit more than 3 miles today. A little bit more than 3 miles. Out back from the visitor center, plus this little side trip here. All right, start heading back. First, I think I'm gonna sit down and get a drink, and I'll see you on the next clip. All right, time to access the Oak Canyon Trail again. Start heading my way back towards the Mission Dam area. It's been a great morning out here. 2 spotlight videos to be coming out this week. And a nice hiking morning. Yeah, those are cicadas. I don't think they would stop rattling the closer you get. If it were a rattlesnake, they do sound very convincingly like rattlesnakes. But those are cicada bugs. Okay. Maybe I'll go explore this wash for a few minutes as well. See what's popping off over here. Just a short distance in the wash. That's cool. Got to see both of our species of whiptails in pretty short succession too. So here's our good old oak right here, our good old buddy. Noble old tree. Alright, so I'm just going to go do a short walk over here just to see what the scene's like in here in the wash. Morning dove. I think I startled them as much as they startled me. They start beating their wings, making that sound. Let's see what's down here. Some kind of dark colored bird that just flapped into that black winged bird or something. Another western whiptail. Are you serious? Another western whiptail. Look at that. Today's the day of the whiptail, apparently. Look at that handsome lizard. What a beautiful lizard. They're such spastic lizards too. They're so fun to watch. They are so fun to watch. They're so spastic when they move too. They look like they're just so nervous and ready to go crazy. I love it. They're so beautiful. All right, I've been this way once before. This is near where I did an ode video to Coast Live Oak a couple years ago. I think this was the tree I did an ode video. I think I did an ode video on this, yeah, this very oak right here. Remember this tree? Yeah, this handsome old Coast Live Oak here. Low bridge. Good lizard watching today, I'll tell you. So this gets you to the back side of the Mission Dam area. Pass under this red willow here. Oh boy, low bridge. Okay, make sure there's no poison oak here as I work my way through this little narrow corridor. There's a lot of ooh, look at this, yerba mansa. Wow, Yeah, still got the old some of the white flower bracts still left. Anamopsis californica. Okay, making sure there's no poison oak before I go through here. There's another western fence lizard right on that rock there. Hello, little buddy. Look at you. Yeah, I like this area. It's pretty nice. Wow, very nice here. First time I came to this spot, I actually saw a California king snake right around this area right here. The water level was a lot lower because it was in May of 2022 after a very dry rainy season. So this was actually pretty dry over here. But yeah, I remember seeing a California king snake right around here. There's a lot more water now after 2 pretty darn good rainy seasons in a row. I think our forecast for this rainy season upcoming is supposed to be very dry from what I understand. La Nina, I'm expecting it. La Nina doesn't always mean dry, but like 2022, 2023 could attest it was very wet. But it was wetter during that La Nina than this past El Nino, which was still a bit above normal for rainfall. All right, I'm gonna start working my way back now. All right, so I'm just heading under here in this wash just for a little while, just see what else I could find. Ooh, these 2 lovely coast live oaks arched over this spot right here. Very nice. We got another, it's like another beehive over here. Beautiful Goodings black willow right here. Very handsome. Here's some more bush tits chirping. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful coast live oak right here. I thought I saw another western whiptail. All I could see was the tail on it, the speckled, slightly spotted tail. All right, so I'm gonna go back up to the Oak Canyon Trail to finish this trip. I thought I saw another western whiptail. Could have been another orange throaty because their tails are kind of similar. What we got in here now? Boy, birds are everywhere. Couldn't tell what kind of bird that was. Wasn't sure if it was another wrench-head or not. It might have been. Okay. So I'm going to head back up to this. There's another access trail that goes back up to the Oak Canyon Trail. Nice sycamore right here, too. Okay, this should take me back up, I believe, to where I need to go. All right, see you back up at the trail. Okay, make a left here. Start heading back this way. Wow. It's been a pretty action-packed morning for an easy trip. out here in Mission Trails. At least I got a few miles in today. As the weather starts warming up, it's not that bad yet. The sun's very warm, but there's a little bit of stirring in the air, so there's a little bit of a breeze. Yeah, it's definitely time to start heading back before it starts getting too hot. But at least another early start this week. Next week might be a little bit more of a hike. The temperature is supposed to ease up a bit. Don't know exactly what I'll get going on, but I'm assuming it's going to be another early start. So at least I can maximize the amount of time I can get before it gets too warm. Actually, another side trail probably goes back to the riparian area. Alright. Keep making my way around. Good old South Fork, parts of South Fork. Ooh, it's a huge datura righty. Huge sacred datura, or western Jimson weed. Huge patch of it right here. Pretty crazy. But as I was saying, parts of South Fortuna, that's just part of it right there. That's not the summit. Summit's a little further north. Yeah, nice patch of California croton. Croton californicus. These all look like females. Well, this one's a male. This one's got the male flowers on it, so that's pretty cool. Ooh. Flutter by, butterfly. Alright. Keep moving along. Duck under this duck under this Gooding's willow branch. And away I go. Well, my memory's about to run out, so this is going to basically be my swan song. As I cross this, the trailhead's just back up that way. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another video soon. Thanks for watching again.